चलिए कॉर्पोरेट कनेक्शन में आज एक और मेहमान हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं जो बाजार में नई लिस्टिंग हुई है, हम उसकी बात कर रहे हैं। डेटा पैटर्न्स की दमदार लिस्टिंग हुई आज बाजार में। शेयर 48% प्रीमियम पर 856 रुपये के भाव पर लिस्ट हुआ, जबकि इसका इश्यू प्राइस 585 रुपये था। और अब फिलहाल जो है आप देख सकते हैं 36% ऊपर करीब 800 रुपये के पास ये स्टॉक कारोबार कर रहा है। लिस्टिंग के बाद अब कंपनी की आगे की योजनाएं क्या हैं, इस पर खास बातचीत के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़ गए हैं डेटा पैटर्न के चेयरमैन और एमडी मिस्टर एस रंगराजन। Mr. Rangarajan, thank you very much for joining ET Now Swadesh. Let me congratulate you first on this stellar listing. So we would like to know what would you like to say to your shareholders, people who have showed so much faith in you and in the listing, and now what can we expect going forward from the company's growth?
Firstly, I should thank them all for the trust and confidence reposed in Data Patterns. It is very humbling to have so many shareholders. I know we started small in a 100 square feet office 30 odd years back. So it's a good feeling that people are posing faith in this company. The second point is we have a very strong order book, and we have done an enormous amount of development in the last so many years. And some of them have come as an order book now, but majority of them are yet to come. So we expect that the strong pipeline will convert in the next 1 to 3 years time, which will give us scalability and continued growth for the next 2 to 3 years time. So that is the first message. This company is going to grow in the next 2 to 3 years, and with this kind of an access to money and the confidence reposed in us, we are going to try to see how to scale the business, both organic and inorganic if possible. So we'll work on it and see that this clearly happens.
Correct. Mr. Rangarajan, what will be the next growth engine for the company now that you are listed, you have the access to money? Now the question is, what should we look forward to?
You see, our focus area today is radars and electronic warfare.
Yeah.
We also done some communication fighter aircraft communication system which we're delivering in the next 2 months to DRDO. So this is another area where we have now ventured into, other than radars and EW. I expect that once the flight testings are over, there's a lot more opportunity for us to grow there. But more importantly, in the EW itself, we've just scratched the surface. The number of programs which is getting awarded to Bharat Electronics, a number of them are coming from the MOD tenders, where a host of products we have developed with DRDO. I think that is going to look at scale and opportunities going ahead. And the third area, in the radars itself, we have order book about 400 crores, but the bigger orders in radars are yet to come. These we have delivered a few years back, and almost all the electronics of those radars have been designed by us. So as and when Air Force brings up the requirement in MOD, that is next year it is expected, the sizable business will happen out of those kind of orders.
Correct. Now we've seen that the Indian defense industry is at an inflection point with increased private sector participation being the way forward. What is your take on this? And as we know that till date, your majority orders are coming from the government. What about the private sector now?
Yeah, largely it has been public sector driven and foreign equipment driven till date. But with the Indian corporates coming in a large way and addressing the market, and with Indian MOD DAP 2020 and Atmanirbhar Bharat, Indian industry is going to address all these opportunities, which is going to bring in scale in the country. With that happening, and there is also a minimum value addition which is mandated by the procedures of MOD tendering. So this is also ensure that a lot more industry is going to grow in this business. But the important thing is what's going to happen in a competitive world. You're going to find that if you just import and integrate, their cost model is going to be higher. So time is going to come where the large corporate and platform and weapon system suppliers are going to look at internal organizations within India who have the equivalent equipment of Western countries, then form an ecosystem to see that this is addressed. This has already started thinking. People have started thinking. We have started talking to such people. So the next move is going to be try to form an Indian ecosystem out of India with major equipment suppliers coming from India with Indian IP. That's what's going to happen. That you will see it happen in the next few years. And that will also bring an enormous scale.
Correct. We've seen, Mr. Rangarajan, that your company is in a unique business. Electronic hardware, design development, software development, all these work, defense, aerospace. You know, it's a niche kind of business. Now, the question is, what kind of new technologies is your company working on right now?
We're doing a lot of design and development on next generation radars, next generation EW equipment, more smaller, more complex, more digital oriented equipment. This is what the world is doing. We're also doing the same thing in India. So there's no difference in what you buy or what you want to buy from abroad. The same thing will be available in India. So substantial work is happening there, from processor to digitizing and the RF and microwave areas, whatever we're doing. So that work is continuing to happen.
Correct. There are lots of big companies and, you know, especially PSUs, like you said, HAL, BEL, DRDO. You work with all those clients. Now, the question is, what kind of partnership are you looking forward? You know, what kind of tie-ups can we expect from your company in the days to come?
We have an ongoing relationship with Leonardo. We build products for Leonardo for the airborne segment, radars. We're looking at how to strengthen the relation to build. Now that, you know, there was an earlier ban on Leonardo because of the VVV helicopter scam that has been lifted in the last 2-3 weeks. So we are engaging on a relationship building to see whether some of their equipment can be modernized and brought to Indian context and look outside. We're also looking at how to actually look at programs which they have where we can contribute in India and export to their requirements. Similarly, we're talking to some German multinationals to see whether joint development can happen. We're already building some products in EW where hardware is going to be done by us and software is going to be done by them. We're exporting some systems next month to see the joint development initiated. These are all in expectation of future contracts. We're putting in the infrastructure and the product development activities is going on for the last 1 odd year to see that world-class products are developed, and this can be done jointly, where IP is co-shared with the German company. So we're looking at opportunities like that going ahead. I think now that the IPO listing is over, we have to look at how to scale and look at partnerships. Till now, we've been doing everything indigenously by ourselves with DRDO. Now we need to look at whether we can look at some mature partnerships which can help us reach the scale which the market demands. And the opportunities are making them available to us today.
Well, the order book is looking fine, and the tie-ups are also great, as you said, and the listing we saw today was stellar. All the very best, Mr. Rangarajan. Thank you very much for speaking to ET Now Swadesh. Data Patterns के CMD Mr. Rangarajan बताते हुए कि किस तरह की ऑर्डर बुक कंपनी की है और आने वाले समय में कंपनी कई टाई-अप्स भी करने वाली है. आज हमने देखा जोरदार लिस्टिंग. फिलहाल 800 रुपये के आसपास ये स्टॉक ट्रेड कर रहा है. चलिए.